Micah Frankel for CageMinds.com. It's the grand opening of Conquest Martial Arts. Star student Elias Proche. Everyone get the name right. He's joining us. He's an amateur 3-0, a legit light heavyweight out here in New Mexico, and he's going to join us to get to know him. So first off, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great so far. I've had some medical injuries that I'm trying to work through, but I'm keep pushing, and I'm soon enough I'll be ready to get back in that cage and do what I do best.
Unfortunately, King of the Cage, Duke City, next or end of the week. Looking forward to that event, and you're having to pull out of it. So how much was that a disappointment to you?
It was a huge disappointment. I recently broke my toe, and I was trying to push past the pain and try to get in the cage, but ultimately, it just couldn't do it with my toe, and I had to think about myself and my health, and I had to sit out, which really pains me, but got to think about my future.
We've seen you tearing it up on the amateur scene now. 3 fights. This 4th one has been kind of hard to find. But let's get back to the beginning. When did you start martial arts?
I've done a little bit of martial arts my whole life. I started out with Taekwondo and karate as a kid. In middle school, I progressed to wrestling for a little bit. And then in high school, I wound up doing Sistema, which is a Russian militarized style of fighting, kind of like Krav Maga. I did that for 2 years, and then I always wanted to get into mixed martial arts. So for the past year and about 2 months, I've been really grilling that, and it's been working out well so far.
So Sistema, something that you don't often hear people talk about training.
Yeah.
How'd you wander into that realm?
I just had one of my original teacher was a teacher at my school, and I looked up to him a lot. And he actually trained with some of the top people in Russia for Sistema. So I gave him a chance and tried out his martial arts, and I loved it. It was a lot more about mental aspects, when you're finding yourself in positions where, you can't do katas or anything like that. It's more of a mindset martial arts, and it helped me a lot, and I feel like it still helps me in the cage.
So then what was the transition to actually saying, yeah, no, I'm going to become a professional cage fighter?
I always wanted to do it. I always had that in the back of my head. I'm a full-time student at the University of New Mexico, so it was really hard for me. And finally last year, I decided, I have to pursue what I want to do. So I came in with Kevin and Shelly, my now teachers, and they were really opening to me, and they gave me they increased my skill set by tenfold. And so I really appreciate that.
And then on that, we heard you're about 1 semester away from finishing up with your degree?
Yeah, I'm working hard. I think it's gonna be pushed to 2 semesters, but as long as I get it done, that's all that matters for me.
So then, how much was that important to you I'm going to focus on being a fighter, but I'm going to have this for fighting doesn't last forever?
Yeah, it's very important for me, but I honestly feel as if I'm getting a degree in exercise science, and so I feel as if I'm going to stick with the martial arts community for my whole life, whether it's not necessarily fighting, but I hope to be doing something with the community with my degree for the rest of my life.
And now you've had 3 fights. What would you say is the toughest aspect of getting in the cage and fighting?
The toughest aspect is mental. You gotta, you can prepare yourself, and I've had a lot of issues with this. Preparing myself for months on end to be the tip-top shape and be focused as much as I can. But you really got to be in the right mindset. You can't be too giddy to fight, but at the same time, you can't be too nervous. You got to have the right confidence aspect ratio, and you got to be able to go out there and perform. And that's what I've been really working on, is cooling down my nerves, stepping on there, and putting on a performance.
And then what's it been like having to do the balance between school and fighting? It's
been really hard. I can't put as much time into both aspects. I've got to share it, and it's been hard, but it's been working. And I realized that if I want to do both, it's going to take hard work, and I'm not a stranger to hard work. I'll put it in.
Then what would you say so far from your 3 fights? What's been the most memorable moment for you?
Most memorable moment, I'd say, in all 3 fights is getting my hand raised. At the end of the day, that's what matters. And I've been lucky enough to have 3 fights with a total time of 3 minutes. So, I haven't been in the cage for that long, but either way, it's getting your hand raised. That's what's important.
And then what do you think about the trouble it is out here kind of to find opponents? You're a true 205er, and as we said, that kind of comes rare. You'll even look at the major ranks, and that's one of the smaller weight classes.
Yeah, it's been kind of rough getting opponents out here, and You know, I'm honestly okay with that because I like to keep a good knit community in New Mexico, which doesn't necessarily mean fighting other 205ers from the gym. I'd rather fight people outside of New Mexico so that New Mexico can come together as a community and support me as a light heavyweight.
Doing that, supporting, what's it been like having to fight some of these smaller guys and work on the speed aspect of your game? I know the last fight guy came in a little bit less than you, so it was really one of those things where you're not going against another powerful fighter, you're having to work on the speed aspect.
Yeah, and thankfully a lot of my training partners, they are lighter than me, obviously, so they give me that speed aspect every single day in the gym. They're faster than me, they make me think faster, and therefore it gets my reaction time down quick and makes me a better fighter, really. So stepping into the cage with someone that's faster than me, it's okay because I know that my reaction time is good enough and fast enough through my training partners that I can deal with that.
When people look at you, what kind of fighter are they going to say Elias is? You're a striker, you're obviously a finisher, 3 minutes, but where do you think people think of it?
You know, I don't really know how people would peg me because I have got 1 submission and 2 TKOs. You know, I train at a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school with what I would think is the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu teacher in New Mexico. So they could definitely, and I'm doing a grappling tournament this upcoming next weekend, so I hope that they would think of me as a grappler, but at the same time, for me to pin myself, I'd say I'm more of a mental fighter. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that win, whether it's striking, grappling, wrestling, whatever I need to do, I will dig deep and do it.
Obviously feel it's the most important phase, but how are you able to keep sharp and keep working that mental aspect?
Mental aspect, you know, every night before I go to bed, I read books. I'm reading a book by, you know, judo practitioners, by, you know, ancient Japanese people that wrote from Sun Tzu. So I'm trying to keep my mind as sharp as my other tools, and I think that's very important because you can have, you know, a strong body and a fast body, but if your mind isn't all there, then you're not going to be a complete fighter.
So what does it mean to you to one day be able to call yourself like a martial artist, be a full-blown, feel that you're a complete martial artist?
I never think I'll be 100% a complete martial artist because I don't think perfection is something that you can achieve. I think that you have to keep working every single day, and that's how you become a great martial artist, is never give up and realizing that perfection isn't something that's possible, but you can come damn close if you keep working hard.
And then what do you need to say to the fans because you're building up that fan base?
You know, I just want to say to all the people in Mexico, you know, I'm true light heavyweight, and I'm here for you guys. I'm here to put a show on for you guys, and in all honesty, you know, I'm here for you guys, and I hope you guys want to see me fight and are excited to see me put on a performance for you.
Come check out the new Conquest Martial Arts. Elias Proche, any people that you need to shout out to that have been helping you through the
You know, I got to shout out to my greatest training partner, Nate Armstrong. He's a good man. Obviously, my coaches. You know, for the last month, I've been working a little bit with Latrell for wrestling. I got a shout out to him and everyone else out there that supports me. Thank you guys.
Thank you for the time.
Yeah.